Honey, let me tell you, Kanye has truly outdone himself this time. One minute he's talking about free speech, and the next, he's basically bragging about laying hands on women. Like it's something to be proud of. If that wasn't shocking enough, he's also defending Diddy after a nasty video of Diddy attacking Cassie went viral. The internet is exploding with questions. Is Kanye out of his mind, or is there a hidden motive? And what about his wife, Bianca Censori, who he apparently owns? Grab a snack, sugar, because we're diving headfirst into the messiest scandal of the year. Kanye West decided to hop onto social media and blow it all up. Now, y'all know Kanye's no stranger to controversy, but this meltdown is something else. He was out here defending Diddy by saying, in essence, everybody in the industry hits women and it's not a big deal. Excuse me, sir? That alone had folks calling up their grandmas, their neighbors, anybody with an ear, to rant about how wrong this is. Not only did he insist that Diddy shouldn't be punished for abusing Cassie, but he also admitted he's done some hitting of his own. To top it off, he posted multiple messages demanding the world free Puff from the legal consequences that might come his way. Let me tell you, Twitter was on fire with people dragging Kanye from here to next year. Kanye also took aim at the rest of the rap industry, calling his peers too scared to stand up for Puff. What's more disturbing is Kanye's claim that he's going to keep raking in Grammys, no matter how many times he crosses the line. It's almost like he's basking in some kind of twisted God complex. Before we even catch our breath, here comes the real bombshell. Kanye saying he controls his wife. He stated that he has dominion over Bianca because she's with a billionaire, and that's just the natural order of things. The blatant misogyny had a lot of folks side-eyeing hard. How is this the same man who once rapped about empowering voices? Times have changed, and not for the better. Let's roll it back a bit, because Kanye and Diddy haven't always been at odds. There was a time you practically worshipped the ground Diddy walked on, calling him an idol and going to him for business advice. Diddy praised Kanye for being a free thinker. Then the cracks began to show in 2022 when Kanye wore that infamous White Lives Matter shirt. Diddy scolded Ye for being tone deaf, but he tried to chalk it up to Kanye's free thinking. On the flip side, Kanye got super defensive, posting screenshots of text telling Diddy to keep his distance. So, how did these two go from awkward text exchanges to Kanye riding so hard for Diddy? Well, Kanye's tweets mentioned that Diddy is being used as a scapegoat by bigger forces, possibly referencing the industry as a whole. That conspiracy angle must have appealed to Kanye's longtime suspicion of hidden agendas. But here's the kicker. Diddy's current situation is miles beyond a petty disagreement about a t-shirt. He's caught up in some serious legal trouble, and Kanye's out here basically saying, let him out of jail. It's all part of a grand plan to bring down black men in power. Girl, this is more than complicated. This is borderline messy. Still, let's keep digging deeper because the drama's just getting good. Let's clarify what's going on with Diddy. A video recently leaked showing him going to town on Cassie, physically assaulting her. After the footage hit the web, Diddy posted an apology video saying that he was in a dark place and that he's gone to therapy, but the internet isn't buying it. People are calling him out for lying about Cassie's claims for years, only to suddenly change his tune once the evidence slapped him in the face. Diddy's also up to his neck in a swirl of lawsuits, including allegations of sex trafficking, racketeering, and who knows what else. Multiple people have come forward saying they were forced into freak-off parties and threatened into silence. There's talk of drugs, hidden cameras, and hush money. Each new claim is spicier than the last. While all that's unraveling, Kanye popped up like a knight in shining armor, at least in his own mind, defending Diddy's actions, claiming that everyone in the industry does the same. He's basically telling the world that we should free Puff instead of criticizing him. That's the same Kanye who used to talk about supporting women's rights. Now, the question is, why is Kanye standing by Diddy so fiercely? Is it out of loyalty, or is he scared that Diddy's downfall might pull him under too? Let's slide into that next. Diddy's drama might not just be his alone. Kanye's name has come up in a few lawsuits. One of the biggest bombshells involves a party Kanye supposedly hosted with Diddy. A woman claims she was drugged and assaulted during that event. She later worked as Kanye's assistant and says that after she confronted him, he laughed it off and admitted to hooking up with her when she was too out of it to consent. It's the same pattern: celebrities, parties, and a whole lot of hush-hush about what really happens behind closed doors. The woman eventually took legal action not just against Kanye, but also cited that Diddy was part of the scene. We don't know all the specifics about whether she's tying Diddy to that same assault or just linking him to the party, but girl, the connection is suspicious either way. People online are going wild. Is this the real reason Kanye is so desperate to defend Diddy? Could it be that if Diddy goes down, he might start naming names? And Kanye doesn't want to be on that list? Let's not forget, Diddy is rumored to have mountains of footage from these parties. If you believe the gossip, Diddy has tapes on half of Hollywood, and that alone is enough to make powerful men tremble in their boots. But this rabbit hole goes even deeper. Now, you remember Jenny from The Block, right? Ms. Lopez has been pulled into this entire fiasco courtesy of a new lawsuit. According to one plaintiff, J-Lo had knowledge of a video that showcased an assault by Diddy. That's right. Folks claim that J-Lo was shown the footage and did nothing, effectively helping Diddy cover it up. Allegedly back in the late 90s, Diddy recorded unspeakable acts and kept the tapes under lock and key. People believe J-Lo had access to them when she was dating Diddy, but chose to remain silent. Now, we don't know for sure what J-Lo did or didn't see, but her name is being thrown around in court. This is especially troubling because if the rumors hold any water, J-Lo could have come forward ages ago to blow the lid off Diddy's behavior. Instead, here we are, years later, with new lawsuits and all these alleged victims stepping out of the shadows. People are raging online, saying J-Lo should have gone to the authorities. Others are cautioning that we shouldn't jump to conclusions without evidence. What we do know is that these lawsuits keep piling up, and the bigger they get, the more celebrities could be exposed. Some are even whispering about names like Jay-Z or Beyonce, though nothing's been confirmed. Still, the fact that J-Lo might be roped in shows this scandal is far from over. But let's pivot back to the immediate concern. Bianca, the woman Ye publicly claims to own. If you thought Kanye's meltdown couldn't get worse, wait till you hear how he talks about his wife. Bianca, who was originally known for her edgy fashion and architectural background, has become a fixture in Kanye's life. But it's starting to look a lot like control rather than partnership. Kanye's claiming that any outfit she wears on the red carpet or out in public has to have his approval. And he's bragging that she's with a billionaire, so why would she dare defy him? That's a whole new level of red flags. People are whispering that Bianca might be caught in a possibly abusive situation. Some say it's a PR stunt to keep Kanye trending, but others think it's a sign of emotional turmoil behind the scenes. When Kanye goes on his tirades about dominion and mocks woke feminism, it's not just talk. For someone who has a questionable track record, this is more than a pattern. It's a lifestyle. The concern among fans is that if Kanye can tweet about hitting women and brag about controlling them, what's going on behind closed doors? In typical Kanye fashion, he doesn't seem to care if people judge him. He keeps flaunting his outlandish statements, unafraid of losing deals or fans. It's like he's feeding off the chaos. Now, social media has been on fire since Kanye started hitting that keyboard. On one side, you have diehard Kanye fans claiming he's misunderstood or going through a mental health episode. On the other hand, you've got folks who've had enough, labeling him a full-blown enabler of domestic abuse. Many are calling for boycotts of his music and fashion. Meanwhile, Diddy's fans, those who are left, are torn between shock at the video with Cassie and confusion about Kanye's defense. Some folks wonder if this is all part of a bigger conspiracy, with Ye and Diddy joining forces against the so-called industry machine. But most are simply shocked that domestic violence is being dismissed as a casual wrongdoing. Even the idea of canceling Kanye feels stale at this point. People tried to cancel him for anti-Semitic remarks, for insulting slavery, yet he's still around. But everyone has a breaking point, and if these lawsuits start hitting, you might finally face the music, especially if a judge drags him into court over his involvement in the Diddy parties. Questions remain: will Bianca stay or break free? Will more celebrities get named in Diddy's lawsuits? And will we see a domino effect that topples Hollywood's biggest names? This scandal has more layers than an onion. We've got Kanye's unhinged confessions about hitting women, then his loud support for Diddy despite the assault video, and now fresh allegations linking him to some of Diddy's darkest deeds. On top of all that, J-Lo's name has been dragged into the mix, forcing us to wonder what she might have known. Let's not forget poor Bianca, who's stuck in Kanye's swirling storm of misogyny and potential manipulation. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Could this be the beginning of a massive Hollywood reckoning? We've already seen the start of a wave of lawsuits involving multiple celebrities. If more victims come forward, this saga could reshape the entertainment world as we know it. Thanks for supporting the Gossip Wire. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more of the hottest celebrity news online.